taken on the right-hand side. He gave it to a Burnley player.
As well, so it is devastating for us.
You can receive signals like that on your IC705, all from an indoor antenna, even 160 metre signals, yes, from an indoor antenna. Let me tell you how it's done. Well, hello and welcome once again to the Waters and Stanton video channel. I'm glad you could join me. You know, one of the interesting things about my job is that I can wander down the aisles of our warehouse at Portsmouth and have a look along the shelves to see what we have. Now, that may seem to be a strange thing, but we've got so many products that I don't actually know all the products that we have. And I came across this product and I thought, this is really interesting. This has got some possibilities. So I thought, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one off the shelf, try it, and see how well it works. This is the story. So take a look at this demo and see if it doesn't interest you. I think it may well interest quite a few of you. The first thing we'll do is to measure the loop, and that measures 22 centimetres diameter. So it's quite a small loop. And there's only one control on it. There's this tuning control here. And then on the other side, we've got a 3.5 millimetre output socket. That's a mono 3.5 millimetre output socket. So what have we got? We've got a tuned loop. Although I can't get inside it, I'm pretty confident that this is the inductor, that's the capacitor, and the capacitor is in series with the loop to provide a tuned circuit. Very similar, of course, to the magnetic loop that I did a review on a week or so ago from Icon. So we've got a tuned circuit there, and the idea is that you place this, and I'll show you this later in the video, you place this loop very near your portable radio, this one here. You place it near that radio and you tune it, and that loop couples into the ferrite rod aerial in the radio, and it provides improved reception. As I say, we shall check that out later on in the video. And the socket here, well, that socket there is a direct connection. They provide a 3.5 to 3.5 millimetre lead, mono both ends, and the idea is that you can, if your radio has got a separate antenna input, then you can connect the output from that socket there directly into your radio. So then you've got a direct connection. Now, I don't quite know how the connection is made. If we assume this is a tuned circuit, it's possible there's simply a coupling capacitor there which outputs into the radio. Again, I'll show you that working and you can judge for yourself how well it works. Very small loop, very compact, and it's not overly expensive either. So let's see how it works.
Okay, Jack, thank you for the update. Commentary continues on 5 Live Sports Extra. Manchester United have it all to do now at St Mary's Stadium.
You can see how the position of the loop and the control picks the signal.
From the Ward-Prowse corner. Ward-Prowse with the free kick that beat David De Gea, but De Gea is still...
We can make a noisy signal into a much more acceptable signal. Remember, there's no physical connection between the antenna and the radio.
Jeho písničky tu ale naštěstí pro nás zůstaly a tak si teď vychutnejme song, který začíná a jdi spát, vždyť už brzo
Well, I was pretty impressed with that performance. You can see how placing this loop near a medium wave radio with a ferrite aerial built in can actually improve the signal to noise ratio quite dramatically, and makes even more difference at night time when you can get a lot of interference on the medium wave band. I suppose that if we compare it with the magnetic loop, the loop itself is the larger loop, and the coupling to the ferrite aerial replicates rather like you would with a magnetic loop system. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. And certainly if you're into listening to medium wave, or you want to hunt out some medium wave signals, because it's quite fun actually, then this loop is going to be certainly beneficial to you. So my next test was to make a direct connection between the output of the loop and the IC705 transceiver, just to see how medium wave signals perk up on the IC705. And of course that does apply to any other transceiver. If you've got a transceiver or a receiver that covers medium wave, and you've got a separate antenna input, which you'll highly like to have, then you can also get the same benefits by connecting this loop to whatever you're using. So let's take a look and see how that worked out. Firstly, I'm going to tune to the long wave frequency of radio 4, which is below the specified coverage of the loop, but it still works quite well, as you can see. It's not fully quiet then, but I'll adjust the loop to its lowest frequency. It's pretty good coverage. So let's tune further up the band. Just further up, we've got a French station there. I think we should have the aircraft beacon from Southend somewhere along here. Here we are. Yeah, that's the Southend beacon, Southend Airport beacon. Right, well I've come into the medium wave band now, so I'm just going to run up the band and see what we can find.
We felt if they came, they may well take the ride that way, and so we were very organised, and you know, have been approved for use. So when can we get it here, and who should get it?
Safety, so it was really important that we kicked off with that one. I thought. In the last few months, maybe gradually creeping back. Also this morning, delivery drafts.
Is on the pitch.
Fred played Reeve in the second half, and when he makes it.
Right, I'll move the camera back a bit now so you can see the loop and any adjustment I make. Let's go further up.
Getting him off the pitch, because as I said before, Fred is a player that plays on the edge, and if you're on a booking for that,
You can hear the difference now when I tune.
and you're in the referee's mind, any little bad tackle, anything that goes, you go in, slide in, then he's off, and he should have just
Planning to wait at the end of the travel window. Isn't looking like it's going to be too busy. It's towards the back.
I think you can hear the peaking now quite pronounced.
That's what we are called here. Are you faithful in your daily time with God, in worship and in praise and studying His Word? Are you faithful in your moral conduct? Are you faithful?
Without conviction, I'm a man who doesn't know.
For the position placed in your hands, are you faithful? That's what the Christians are called.
Well, there we are. It's a fair selection of stations there. This is during the daytime. This is in the morning. So obviously at night time you'd get more selection of stations. Also the antenna is directional, and I think if you place it near a window you'll get better reception. But the point is just to demonstrate that this will actually give you quite good medium wave coverage on a radio that otherwise would be a band you wouldn't use. I mean, if you've got the IC705 or any other transceiver or receiver that covers the medium wave band, the chances are that you hardly ever go down there because you haven't got an area. Well, the point is that with the loop you can get fairly good coverage on the medium wave band, and it's got quite low, it's got quite a good noise rejection, which is an asset. And frankly, it's quite interesting just to hunt around, particularly at night, and see what medium stations you can pick up, particularly during the hours of darkness, and I think in winter times. Very often the conditions are better than they are in summertime. So it's an interesting, thing to try out. Now, I'm now going to try and see what we can find on the 160 metre amateur band, which I think is quite an interesting band, and a band that probably you don't often listen on unless you've got a big antenna. Well, you may need a big antenna to transmit on, but I venture to suggest that you can get quite some interesting contacts to listen to, at least on 160 metres. So that's my next task, to try 160 metres. Now, my test on this radio coincided with a major contest, and CW contest that is, and just give you a snippet of what I heard on 160 metres. Quite amazing. So let's go up the other end of the band now and have a listen on the sideband section.
Well, literally hang it. Of course, I've got to decide where to point it, but I'm only really, it still fascinates me to talk to the Americans, and they will YXM. Yeah, I can't find a design for, I keep finding people multi-case caused by the fact that all the office buildings that people invest in are now worthless because everybody's realised they can work from home. Right, yeah. Yes, all right, to be required furthermore, but any other job, there's no guarantee.
Top man, beverages and such like. We do a bit down the bottom end of the band. you know, got these two verticals, I'm not really using them. Pretty really. It's a new all stock what he'd had for years, but it says it was a brand new capacitor, but they took it out and it did look discoloured. Maybe just popped it. And these things happen, don't they? So there we are, we're back to square one. But not to worry, it's I don't know. Can I do anything clever with stock? Anyway, here we are. Somebody must have done it, and it's just a matter of trying to find them on the internet. Cheers for now. G4DXP, GM3YXM.
Right, but I don't know whether you caught the call sign there. That was a GM station I was listening to, and that's not bad because I'm actually in an upstairs room in the house here, in the middle of the house actually. Right. Anyway, I think that proves that the loop works on 160 meters, and I mean, obviously you can't transmit on it, but I think if you're interested in just listening on 160 meters, because I haven't listened on 160 meters for a long time, even though it was the band I was brought up on many years ago. So if you've got a rig, it doesn't have to be an IC705, it can be any other rig, of course. All you need to do is to be able to connect this loop to the antenna terminals on your transceiver. Just don't press the transmit switch. There we are. There we are. This is a Scottish station again.
Just put up two loops and switch the appropriate one in. Yeah, that's probably the way to go. I can't see how you can do it. Have you done something to your audio? It's lost all the treble.
So there we are. That's 160 meters for you. I think that proves that the loop works on 160 meters, even though it's supposed not to. And I think it's a great fun thing to have. Well, I quite enjoyed that. That's the Tecsun. That's Tecsun. Tecsun AN-200 antenna. Tecsun AN-200 loop antenna. And it's if you like me and like to mess about with radios and try various things, I think you'll have a lot of fun. Maybe sort of things you could play with over Christmas. There we are. I should explain that it comes with a lead, 3.5mm either end. That's mono either end. One end is fine, that goes into the loop. The other end, of course, you need to do something with in order to put it into your transceiver. I found an odd 3.5mm lead, and I cut the other end off, and then I used an adapter. I'll just show you a shot here, the adapter I used. You can actually get the 3.5mm to BNC adapters, and we'll perhaps try and source some, but they are available. You've probably got your own ideas, but you may be able to make your own lead up. It's worth the effort because it does work extremely well. And there we are. It's a means of listening to medium wave, long wave, and 160 meters. I was really surprised about the 160 meter performance, but there we are. That's good. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. A little bit different perhaps this time. And please remember to press the subscribe button if you've enjoyed it. And it's all about having fun, ham radio, having fun. So until the next time, keep safe, speak soon.